All right, let's rock it. Welcome in. What's up, everybody? We are rocking and rolling. There we go. Welcome in. Good to see everyone. Okay. And we are live. All right, let's start it off with some big pull. Uh-oh. What's up, Dragonfly? What's up, Katie? Hi. How you doing? How y'all doing? Welcome in. Hello. What's up, Tim? All right. Got to pull this down. And I wish they made these tubes like smaller. No reason to ship it in 5-foot lengths. Sure would make life easy. What's up, Red Squeak? How you doing? Mom's doing good. We, you know what? Literally right after I shut down last night, 30 seconds later, I lost power. And we were down all night till like 11 a.m. this morning. I mean, literally, I shut down just in the right time. It still spiked my PC, though. Yeah, they're 5 feet long. The tubes come in 5-foot sections. And it doesn't matter the diameter. They always come in that length. I know, it was a good call. I mean, it was right there. But all of a sudden, this band of wind came just pummeling the house and the studio. I mean, it was wicked. Yeah, it was a winter storm. It was like a freak wind storm with rain. But I mean, we had 80-mile-an-hour gusts here, which in Florida, that's not a big deal, but in Washington, it is. I mean, Florida, I was, Category 5 hurricane weather. All right, so I really have to haul butt tonight. I have a lot of work to do. If you guys want to hang with me all night with the stream, I'm good with that. Yeah, it was like 80 miles an hour and wind gusts and right around me. And in fact, we have a dock box with life jackets and stuff. So right on the dock, and it is 4 feet long, like 2 feet high, and filled with stuff. It's gone. It's somewhere on the lake. I mean, that was a heavy box. So, got to go hunting for it. Awesome, Katie. Do I always work at night? I work day and night, but during the day I have, sometimes I have memorial projects I have to do and people don't want to see it done on live stream, so I do that. But nighttime is usually my free time to be able to make stuff without any stuff. Yeah, it was definitely like pre-hurricane force winds. The difference is all the houses in Florida are built for it. They ain't here. How y'all doing? Yeah, it was a heavy box. It was all the life jackets and just the boating gear, the kayaking gear. And it's somewhere on the lake, unless it sank. That could be a possibility too. Definitely could have sunk. All right, let's get this. I got a lot of peppermint swirls, I got a lot of items to do. We'll mix it up tonight. We won't do the same thing over and over and over. Maybe a couple other things, but yeah. What's up, Betty? How are you? But yeah, we didn't get power back until about 11 a.m. or so. Okay, we're going to add all the white. We're just kind of scrimming along. How's everyone doing tonight? I have backup generators. I have 3 of them. I don't have like a Generac because if that thing fails, you're screwed. So we have 3 separate generators we use. But you could have all the power in the world. It's not going to help with the internet for streaming, unfortunately. I'm looking to getting Starlink, which would be good. What's up, everybody? But in my area, they have a $1,000 surcharge for Starlink. I was like, nope. I haven't seen any packages yet, Betty. I will check it out. I will definitely look. The mail has just been insane. But I will definitely double check. And I'll let you know when I do get it. But yeah, can you believe that? $1,000 surcharge to sign up for Starlink here. Like, nope, I'm not paying it. Okay, we're going to come this way. There we go. What's up, J-Dub? Where do you learn your glass art? I learned it from my mother. True story. So my mom started glassblowing when I was 2, and it's pretty much all I've known her to do my entire life. And so, yeah. I don't really have a favorite thing I've made, honestly. I've got a bunch of stuff I really like, but like I don't have one thing that's like my ultimate favorite. Maybe someday I'll come across that, but right now I don't have that. I have a different philosophy in glass. If I don't like making it, I just won't make it. I know there are a lot of people out there that are different, but if I don't enjoy making something, I'm not going to make it. Yeah, they have surcharges in certain areas, and here it's $1,000. And I need it because when the cell tower's down and everything's down, if my mother needs EMS or emergency services, I need to be able to get a hold of someone. And that's why I wanted Starlink. So if she has a problem, I can call EMS out. Because she is in a position where she might need it. All right, so we're going to take this and we're going to blow it out, open. Oh, there we go, doing the Italian thing again. Hand gestures. What's up, everybody? But yeah, if you put in my zip code, you will, and they say, oh yeah, it's $1,000. Surcharge, that's it. $1,000 surcharge. Personally, I think they're doing it because Amazon's based here. Dragonfly, thank you for the super chat. I put a goal up for super chats tonight. Thank you for starting it off, Dragonfly. Oh, there we go. Let me pause this for a second. There we go. I forgot I had music running. I'm not running music in the stream. Trying to incorporate kind of more of the studio sounds in the stream and not have music. Oh, you did not miss anything super interesting, Laura. I was just talking about how we had no power and everything, and I looked at signing up for Starlink, and they have $1,000 surcharge in my area. So that sucks. But someone said the workaround is to get the roaming one, the Nomad, and it's not bound to any location, and then there's no surcharge. It's just slower speeds, but I guess it would work for an emergency call. Basically, that's all I need it for. Or just get a satellite phone. All right, here we go. We're going to spin this up. And we're going to create the little peppermint swirl. So tonight I am on fire with a massive amount of them. We're going to haul butt. Red Squeak, thank you for the super chat, helping me get off onto the goal there. Oh, don't worry about it, Tim. Go take care of yourself. I'll be streaming all the time, and you can always catch up with... That's what I love about YouTube. You can always watch it later. Yeah, you can definitely watch the stream later. It's not a big deal. That's why I love it. I mean, I'm not going to abandon TikTok. A lot of people are saying, you know, yeah, we're going to go back on TikTok. Of course I will. But, you know, there are certain aspects to YouTube that are super nice. Being able to have the live stream replay again is amazing. No, I don't make any of those. No bongs, no dongs. I don't have a problem with the industry. I'm going to make that really clear. A life alert button, I don't know if it works satellite. I don't know if it has to have Wi-Fi. That's what I'm looking at. I don't know much about all that. I know my phone will text message, but I don't know if you can text 911. I don't know if that's possible. That's a question I should look at. Something I need to think. Take that glass to Gravy Town? You make no sense, Kevin. Anyway, we're going to bring this down. Yeah, I don't know if you can text 911. I'm going to have to look that up. Betty, thank you for the super chat. I appreciate you, Betty. And I've got you all covered. You should be fine with your stuff. I just went and remade stuff. In fact, I might make one extra tonight. While you're on, we can make a quick dragonfly, a mini. But I just remade them and I'm shipping them. I just don't want to wait to see if I can track it. So yeah, we'll do a little mini dragonfly real quick here. Actually, I need to make one more. I should make the dragonfly real quick. Although I don't have the right glass here. I could probably do it. Okay, let me make one more peppermint swirl, and then we're going to make a dragonfly. A baby one. That off there. Okay, so next one, we're going to pull what's called a point, and bam. There's some place you can text on, but yeah, that's what I was saying. I'm not sure what the rules are on that. So my mother's in a compromised situation where, you know, at any time I might have to call, and I'm not sure with the power out and everything down. Although I guess I could just get a landline. Can I make a cinnamon roll? No, not right now. No can do. I wouldn't even know how to begin to make a cinnamon roll. It's a good idea. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with a cinnamon roll. Okay, we're going to pull this point down. So this is called pulling a point. It's a very, very basic operation that we do for glass blowing, or technically lamp working. And what happens right there is that little part that I pulled right there becomes the next blow tube for the next item. So you keep manufacturing the next tube, the little blow tube off of it, one at a time. Instead of having to attach a metal pipe or a big old glass rod, you just manufacture it off here. What state am I in? I am in the state of Washington. I am looking for Bigfoot. You're welcome to come join me and look for him. Make champagne flutes. Yeah, sometime, as soon as I finish all these Christmas orders up, we'll do some adventurous stuff. Right now, we are hauling butt, and we are making Christmas ornaments as fast as possible. We really have to move. So first things first, we're going to preheat this tube, and then we're going to add white and then red. The red's pretty amazing. I'll cover this real quick. This material right here is the same as the glasses in my meta glasses, special lenses, and they filter out all that real bad sodium flare like that. So it allows you to see into the fire, which is pretty amazing. You lived in Yelm? There you go. All right, so we're going to start pulling this white down. Now, the interesting part about applying color on here is how it's applied. So the flame is cold here, cold here. This is your hottest spot, about 1 to 2 inches above, actually 2 inches above the cones. And if you try and pull the color through the flame, you're going to get an uneven pull because the flame is a different temperature and the glass won't react the same. So in order to avoid that, you keep driving through the hot spot of the flame and move the actual object. And I always explain it this way. So if I gave you a pen and paper and said, write your name, I would want you to keep the pen stationary and move the paper. And that is the best way I have found to apply color to glass. Now, there are other people that do it different ways, but for me, I think this is the most effective and easiest way to make it look good. It's very wet here. Yeah, it is very wet in Washington State right now. We have a lot of landslides, a lot of roads going off. Yeah, not good. But it's okay. We shall get through with it. At least the volcano didn't blow up. That I'm happy about. All right, so now we're going to use the magical red. Do I do freestyle nights where we make things? Yeah, I do. I do freestyle nights where we go in and we make things on the chat. But right now I am filling orders for Christmas, and I'm trying to get all this done because tomorrow is the last Christmas day of shipping priority mail, where it will get there in time. So I am going to be burning the midnight. I got some last minute orders and trying to get them done. But yeah, tomorrow's the last day where they kind of guarantee that it'll be there before Christmas. So I got to get these done and out. There is no alternative. All right, so I'm going to show you what this red does. It's a pretty amazing color. Watch that middle section right there, and you're going to see it in about 3 seconds start to develop into a red. In 3, 2, 1. And then just magically comes back into its red form. And I just made a hot dog out of it. You're in Kent. Excellent. The temperature of the flame is roughly 4,000 degrees. Between 3,800 and 4,000 is kind of my happy spot. It can go a little bit hotter, especially if you use a different gas. So you have oxygen, which is your primary, and then you have propane. But if you use a substance called propylene, which is chemylene and propane mixture, it can burn about 500 degrees hotter, which is a good advantage, but propylene is very expensive. So the trade-off isn't really worth it, the extra heat for the cost, unless you're doing a gigantic marble or a 4-foot sword. Know what I mean? What's the max? About 4,500 degrees is the max temp. But the equipment's very safe. I mean, you could do that. I have my hand right next to, 4,000 degrees and it's not hot. So the equipment is super, super safe. That part is nice. And only this particular brand of torch does that. Don't try that at home. Bad. Bad. What's up, Colleen? How are you? Oh. All right, so we're going to blow this out, and then we're going to make it into the peppermint swirl. If you have any questions on glass, don't hesitate to ask. Honestly, in chat, if you have questions, I'm here to answer them. All right, blowing this open. You got to get a burn a lot with that size flame? No, you don't get burnt. I wear sunblock all the time too. When do we break out the s'mores? I've done that before. In fact, I just found the video. I'm going to post it. I'm going to make a short tonight. I actually did a video of roasting marshmallow. It's, those gigantic marshmallows? Yeah, we roasted one. KCH, what's up? Thank you for the jewels. Do I cut glass? Sparingly, yes. Is the red only color that... No, there's a couple other colors that do this. One is amber purple. That one really shifts a lot of colors. There's a transparent yellow that does the same thing, and then an orange. Like a transparent orange. It's more like ambery orange. It's not like your traditional pumpkin orange. I don't know why they really call it orange. I would call it a different color, but yeah, the wind was just insane last night. All right, so we're gonna punty that up and spin this off. Yeah, so yeah, there are several colors that do that. I did find a very cool color tonight. So I have what I consider it a smoky quartz color. The gemstone smoky quartz. I don't know where I got it from. I'm trying to remember who sold it. And they made a batch of the smoky quartz. And it's kind of dark like black, but it's transparent. I want to find something to make with it, but what's really cool about it is it is UV reactive. It has like a yellow UV reaction. And the only way I found it is I was looking through my big color piles looking for little bits of uranium glass, and this just popped out. It's like, whoa, there's a bonus. Tell you a random fact. Okay, you want to know a random fact about glass? Would that be something you're interested in? Okay, we're going to bring it in and flatten this out. There we go. And smooth this out. Now we got a peppermint swirl. Yeah? Okay. So glass was originally discovered in the Libyan desert. And the Egyptians, I believe it was the Egyptians that found it first. Lightning had struck the desert and created a glass trail of stuff. And they called it lightning glass because lightning hit it. But it gave them the idea that you could take sand and create glass from extraordinary heat. So to my knowledge, and I could be wrong, I could definitely be proven wrong on this, but to my knowledge, the oldest glass manufactured is from the Egyptian era. They were making beads. Eccentric Clone, what's up? Thank you for the jewels. So if you look up the term lightning glass, it will probably come up with Libyan glass out of Libya. And to this day, you can still find it. Is making glass my main job? It's been my job for 31 years. Yeah. It's a great career, especially for someone, let's say for someone that's in a wheelchair, this would be a fantastic job. I could literally set someone up that's disabled from the waist down to be able to do this from home as a career and never have a problem. That's kind of my goal someday, is to be able to help people do that. But yeah, all right, so there's the little peppermint swirl. But that's going to require a tremendous amount of money. I mean, an insane amount of money. And I'm not quite sure where to even go about doing that. Thank you, Colleen. Do I blow gloss too? Yeah, I just did. Yeah, this is a combination of stuff. So you can do blown glass and you can do sculpted. This has a heavy, about a 50-50 leaning towards sculpted. So, yeah. All right, so we're going to take this little shimmery stuff and we're going to dilute it down a little bit. And we're going to mix it up so it creates kind of like an iridescence. You're not expecting it anymore, so it's all good. What are you talking about? We're going to bring it in and we're going to blend it all up. So we got to drill mix it. And that's the fun part. No, you're never too old to learn on this. Never. Okay, so we got that just a little bit. This goes a long, long way. Her package. I don't know which package. An email. Yeah, I don't know. I would have to look. Right now, I can't look at anything. But I can tell you right now, mail is crazy. You know, it took me, what, 5 extra days to get my glass rods. And that was shipped with priority, like today. Is there a difference in the quality of glass rods you buy? Yes, absolutely. There's definitely a difference. So color comes in 3 grades of glass. This is what's really important on color. Hold on one second. Let me drill mix this. A little bit more. Never seen a drill going before, right? And action. In Boston, 1210. Oh, I'm in the West Coast. Do I know Marble Mark? No, I do not. I do not know a Marble Mark. What's up, firefighter? So yeah, let me turn this on. I need a little air, a little more air. There we go. All right, so we're gonna pull this down and we're gonna make a little dragonfly. Because I think Betty's dragonflies are lost in the wind somewhere. So I ended up remaking some dragonflies. I already packed it, but I'll make one extra tonight. We'll throw the 5th one in there. Shipping glass isn't a nightmare. Lately, they've just been losing everything. I mean, I'm really not happy. I'm trying to see, I think FedEx and UPS will come pick up if you have enough packages. But yeah, lately USPS has been losing everything. Not everything, but yeah. But even FedEx, like I said, it took 5 extra days for my glass to get here, and it was shipped today. So yeah, not a good thing. So we're going to make a little mini dragonfly right now. You presume I did an apprenticeship? Kind of. I learned from my mother. So that was my apprenticeship, my mother. Yeah, I don't know about stealing packages. I haven't noticed any of that with my stuff. I just noticed that it has gone to a certain location and it's remained there for a very long time. Because I am tracking a lot of packages. So that's the one thing I am tracking it, but sometimes some of my packages say they haven't even been picked up, and I know they've been picked up because I see it happen here. And that's the really annoying part. All right, so first things first, we're making Betty's. It's a little mini dragonfly. So for those of you who don't know, making something super small is way harder than making it big. I mean, a lot different. So that's what we're working on. We're working on these little mini dragonflies. I'm going to make one. and then we're going to get back to making ornaments. So if you want to see something that's really cool, we're making a micro dragonfly. Well, not micro, but small. All right, first things first, we're going to start off with what's called a shimmer color. I'll use the flashlight so you can really see its true property. Here we go. Ready? Can you see it, how it's kind of shiny? So we got that. We're going to overlay it with red, and it's going to create a candy apple red. And this will be the dragonfly body. And then we're going to use that shimmer diluted for the wings. So the wings will have an iridescence on them. Is the mailman? No, the mailman is not back. No, that one's gone. It is just, they pick up the packages real fast and they run. Now, my normal mail carrier is pretty good. She will scan them, but like one day the scanner wasn't working. So she just had to take them and go. And then another time, the scanning system at the USPS was not working correctly. I live in a smaller town, so we don't have probably the best equipment in our post office. We probably get the hand-me-downs. But like everything that's going out tomorrow, I'm going to run into the main town and hand deliver it to the post office. That way I know it gets out. Glass quality. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, glass quality. So there are three types of glass quality. You have what's called the first run, which are called first. I mean, it's not original. It's nothing super extraordinary. And then you have what's called odds. So they call them odds. And odds are I'll explain that in a minute. And then you have seconds. Seconds are, they have little stones left in them, or the color is a little off, or it's just not, it's really wonky in some way. It's usable glass, but it's definitely not perfect. And seconds are good if you are beginning and you are just learning about color. They're great. I highly recommend you do that. First run usually come in about a 6 or 7 millimeter diameter. The color is spot on. The rods are all perfect. There's nothing wrong with them. And they're first run. Now, my favorite glass to buy is called odds. OD, odd, like an oddball, OD. And the reason I like odds, and a lot of people don't know this, is odds usually come from the bottom of the crucible, like the very bottom, which means all the material to make the color has sat in the bottom. So you're going to have the richest, most dense color coming from odds. And the reason it's called odds is because usually they're a little different shape. All right, so we're going to make the dragonfly body real quick. So we're going to do that. We're going to pull this down. Again, super small is incredibly hard. If you want to stick around and watch, you can. This is a fun little project. But making micro is not so much fun all the time. So we got that little section right there is the dragonfly body. Now, I think dragonflies have little like beads for a tail. So we're going to come through and we're going to add little marbles, one on top of another for a tail. Okay, so we're just going to come in, add a little marble here. Make it into a marble. Let it cool off. Oh, a little bit more. Let it cool off. And then we're going to come through and add another one and stack them on top of each other. This is why small is so hard. Technically, I should have some cheater readers on. but I just don't want to go get them for this one project. And you just start stacking them on top of each other, trying to keep those little gaps in between separate. And like I said, small is incredibly hard. I'd rather do a large piece as opposed to small any day. There we go. And we're going to put one last little bit on here, like that. And that's a section where the little stinger will be, like the little tail stinger. I hate grabbing these little 4mm. And let me show you what it looks like. I do like showing you progress as we start going along. So I'm going to bring the little tiny dragonfly over. So here's the tail, there's the body. We're going to separate the body right now from where the head will be. Okay. And then I'm going to leave a little bit of space for the head of the dragonfly. Like that. Okay, so hopefully y'all can see this. I might have to use the flashlight, but there is the little beaded tail, the body, and the head. Now everything will start coming into red later, but maybe we can get a little better picture of it there. I don't know if you can get all that, but there is all the tail and everything. It's got that candy apple look. So next step, we're going to park this in the kiln temporarily, and we're going to make the wings. Again, the wings are very small, but that's okay. They're the baby dragonfly. So we're going to make the wings off the shimmer kind of. It is a shimmer glass. We're just going to make 4 of them, and we'll pop them on that dragonfly and call it done. Here we go. So we got to flatten a tiny little bead out. A little bit more. Like that. This is about the size of the little bead, small. And then we're going to pull it down. This won't take long. We got just 5 more minutes or less. So you hook it up and you pull. Like that. And then we're going to separate it. So we got the beginning of the little wing. Dragonfly, thank you so much. And we're going to make 3 more of those, and then we'll just attach them to the dragonfly, and that one, put tiny little eyeball for dots, dot eyeballs. And then we'll finish that one off. Now that dragonfly is kind of cool because it is candy apple. It's like a candy apple red. So we're going to take that and pull this wing down. Again, small is super hard, but the reward is worth it. It looks good when it's all done. So again, little tiny wings. We only have to make 2 more, and we'll assemble it, and we'll be done with that one. Yep. I need flatteners, not tweezers. There we go. Gonna grab it. Pull it down. And we're just gonna keep pulling, 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 pulling. Like that, and then burn it off. And then we'll do one last little wing and assemble. How's everybody doing anyway? Y'all having a good time? Y'all ready for Christmas? I'm kind of waiting for it to be done. I'm definitely waiting for it to be done. We're making a baby dragonfly. I do like making dragonflies. The only thing I don't like about them is they are a little bit more on the fragile side than I care for. But so far, I haven't had any come back broken. I used to call dragonflies homing pigeons, like a lot of other things, because they always found their way home broken. But lately, I haven't had any issues with them. People have been taking care of them. The only issue I have is, the post office losing them. I pull this down just a little bit more. Being stubborn right there. No. Then we're going to burn that off. All right, we got 4 little wings. Let's assemble. So this is the dragonfly body. Remember, I told you it's super micro. It is so tiny. Got to use a little baby flame. We're going to come over. And so I use a hot glass rod to pick up the wings. A lot of people try and pick it up with tweezers, and I always tell them, don't. Use a glass rod. Much easier. Microsurgery here. Then kind of taper the wing off a little bit. You can always make the wings a little smaller. My philosophy is to go through and grab the wings, make them a little larger than you think you need, and then you can always cut them down. But if you make them too small, they're just too small. Fuse that in there real good. So I'll show you, we got half a dragonfly going together right now. And then we're going to do the other 2 wings. So here we go. Going to heat it up. Not my favorite angle. Usually I have to readjust this angle. Let's bring it down just a little bit. Like that. Then the last little wing. Here we go. Oop. Grabbed it a little aggressive there. Separate it right here. Man, I grabbed it right in the wrong spot. That's okay. There. Got it off. I kind of grabbed it on top of the wing, not at the end. So it made it a little goofy to hold. I did not like that. All right, let's fuse those wings on. Make sure they're super durable. They're going to kind of flop around a little bit real quick. They do not like being reheated. Make sure we're all balanced. Okay, 2 little eyeballs. there. And there is the dragonfly. Now I'm going to give that tail a little bit of a curve before we do that, but I'm going to show you the best part about it. That's the shimmer on this thing. Watch. Look at that reveal for the shimmer. Can you see those wings kind of glistening? And same with the red. But those wings just glisten in the light. All right, so we're going to take this and we got to give the tail a little bit of a curve, because I don't think dragonflies have just a straight tail. They always have that little bit of a curve to them. And this just gives it nice character. Pull that off. Right there. Burn that off. There was a little nub that got stuck on there. There we go. There. Again, micro is hard. But now you can see a little bit of a curve to that dragonfly tail. And we have a little dragonfly. I'm going to put my big old forehead there so you can see against it. But that's it. We're going to park that in the kiln. Now we're back to the regular scheduled program. Blue and green would look I've done lots of different colors. So this was for Betty, and she has had several different colored dragonflies. But the red looks really good in the sun. We kind of change it up a little. Back to the regular scheduled program. You got it, Betty. Well, I wanted you to see at least one being made. So you're going to get 5 in there now. I'll open the box back up and toss it in there. Okay. Let me see what came across. Hold on one second. Okay, we're all good. All right, back to the regular scheduled program. Ornaments. Could I make a fingerboard with trucks and wheels? I don't know. I don't know the answer to that. I'm not opposed to that. I'm not completely opposed to that idea. I wouldn't be able to do it right now, but yeah, I'm not opposed to that idea. Does the flame have to be a certain length, or does that determine the heat? No. Every torch has a different characteristic to it. So this particular one has this particular flame length. And it just matters. The length is just kind of arbitrary. What I'm concerned about is the width of the flame and how you control that. Now, after I pull this, I'll give you a good example. Betty, thank you so much for the super chat. So let me explain a little bit visually, and I'll show you what it looks like. I'm more of a visual person, so I like explaining things visually. Right now, we're going to be blowing some glass. Okay, so we're going to pull this down. And again, this makes the next blow tube for the next point or piece, the raw material, the tubing. So like I'm sure you've seen all the glass blowing shows where they have the big metal pipe and then they go gather the glass. This is very similar in the fact that you still have a tube to gather the glass with, but the difference is we manufacture the tube out of glass, not a metal pipe. Are my tanks close by? No. Not even a little. I'm separated by a little distance and a wall. All my tanks are outside. All right, so what I was explaining with the torch is one of the two things, the length changes according to the width. So this flame I can adjust this way. Kind of goes a little fluffier, a little softer. We can fine tune it. Or you can bring it up, down, just to kind of increase the width. And that's how it just adjusts. So like there. See the length change just slightly? That's why. Colleen, thank you so much for the super chat. I've never done a super chat goal, so we're trying it tonight. I just want to see if it helps. You do a skateboard in your free time? There you go. I would like to do things in my free time, but I can't. If I go out and I jam my shoulder, my arm, I break something, I'm out of work. So I can't do all that. You know what I mean? All right, so we're going to bring it in and heat it up and let it cool off. I had a glassblower that I taught that did, give me a second to think about. I don't want to mess up the term for it. Downhill longboarding? I think he said it was downhill longboarding, like where you go downhill super fast. Like insanely fast. And I told him if you're going to be a glassblower, you might want to consider not doing that anymore. And we're going to grab this and pull it down. But yeah, I think he said it was longboarding downhill. I might have the term all wrong. But he showed me videos and it's insane. All right, so we are adding the white here, and then we're going to change up and do a pickle after this. Gonna make a pickle. And we're just continuously adding this white. Got to thread the gap right there. And there we go. I don't know if that torch science is sound. What are you talking about, torch science? Not quite sure what you're referring to. Yeah, the Christmas pickle. Yeah. Yeah, tattoo artist, same thing. That's another glassblower I taught. He was actually the best glassblower I've ever taught. He's a tattoo artist, still tattooing. He's second generation tattoo artist. But same thing, had to stop doing crazy stuff. Because you break an arm, a hand, or something, you're out of work. But he is by far the best glassblower I've ever trained. 100%. And his tattoos are just as quality. Snowboard? You know what? Snowboard was a little bit after my time. I would have liked to have, but it wasn't around when I was growing up. My era was basically you had the BMX bike and the skateboard. That was about it. Yeah, John. Well, John has a night off. That's okay. I thought you meant when you said John, that's the guy that I trained, the glassblower. His name's John. Isn't this lamp working, not glassblowing? Technically, yes, but lamp working is a form of glassblowing. Same thing, different tool. just lost my place. There we are. And we're going to bring it in. And one more red stripe. And there we go. Can that torch make a dragon? It kind of can. How does one get me for a teacher? I don't teach anymore. I'm online. If you have questions, I'm happy to answer them. I'm very much happy to answer questions on glass. So it's kind of free. I get to pass down some knowledge. Blue flame is hotter than yellow. 100% correct. You are absolutely correct. All right, we're going to spiral this up. Yeah, unfortunately, the camera's not picking it up exactly like it should. It should be very, very baby blue, and I think you're seeing probably more of a white flame currently. We'll put the filter up to it. You can kind of get the idea of what it really looks like here. So this filter is my glasses that I have on currently, and this is how I see things. It's called Didium, and we're going to bring it in. Now you can see that flame go very blue, and a lot of that sodium flare disappears like that. So that is how I see it, but you can see definitely the flame is in its blue form. What material would you need to create a red flame? Give me 1 second. Oh, I forgot the material. 1 second. I'll remember it. It's on the top of my head too. Damn it. I had some too. I did it just to see what color it was. It's used in fireworks. I'm trying to remember the damn name. It's used a lot in fireworks. And I can't remember. Sorry. It'll probably come to me when I'm sitting in bed tonight. I go, oh yeah, that. All right, so I got a little bit wonky on my spiral here. I got to fix it before we go too far. Got a little off center. So I'm going to pull a little bit off here and get it recentered. There we go. What resources would I recommend for beginners that want to learn lamp working? First thing I would do is join a group on Facebook called Torch Talk. Infinite plethora of information on there. Lots of articles. Check out YouTube for a lot of different tutorials. And if you are interested in equipment, you can always message me and I will tell you what I think the best equipment for beginning is. But that doesn't mean it's necessarily a definitive rule on it. Every person has a different opinion as to what the best torch is. So, and that definitely is a hot debate between people. All right, there we go. We got a nice little, now we're going to watch this. Now keep your eye on it. This is the beauty of the red. Just keep your eye going. We're going to turn magic in 3, 2, 1, and it's going to magically, abracadabra, start going red again. See it just starting to form its red all over again? And just like that, we got a peppermint swirl. How many years do you do this? This is 31. Carlisle? Yeah, strontium. But strontium, a little bit. Oh, no. What's the sulfur? There's a sulfur base, too. It stinks. It's awful. Can't remember that. It's a sulfur-based color, though. It smells like rotten eggs. Carlisles are okay. I like Carlisles for certain things, but they are gas hogs. They're definitely gas hogs. They're very good, though. And they're built like a tank. It's really hard to wreck a Carlisle. Okay, I lost my punty. Just gonna have to use a different one. It's going really good tonight. I'm hanging in there, just filling in some orders. And we're gonna pop it in and attach. Boom. A Nortel for sale. Yeah, the Nortels aren't bad. Honestly, not bad at all. Nortels are also bulletproof. And you can't go wrong with the good old National. With that flame size, got to be going through a lot of, I bet you I don't. Yeah, it doesn't go through a lot of gas at all. I burn through maybe 1.5 gallons of propane a day. A lot more oxygen, but propane, not much. All right, we're going to pull this down. And spin it off. There we go. Then we got to flatten it out. Good night, Betty. Thank you for hanging out. And we got to flatten this. So this little fun tools for it, help it along. We got a nice little swirl going. I do have an O2 generator, but I'm selling it. I want to make room for a lathe, and I don't have room for a lathe and the generator. So my liquid tanks are not expensive. They are super cheap. So I'm just going to stay with liquid. Nope, not making marbles today. We are finishing up all the Christmas ornament orders. I am in full production mode. Got to get everything done. Take that and drop it down. Smooth it out like that. Hey, straight on the first try. Can we add pieces of gold into clear glass? Not really. It will melt. It's actually how you kind of color glass. How would you use a glass lathe with work? There are specific glass blowing lathes. They are designed specifically for glass blowing with a pass-through. So you can put a blow tube through the chucks, and then you could use it that way. They're super expensive, though. They are not cheap. All right, so we got a little peppermint swirl. Yeah, glass lathes are insane for price. For a good one. All right, we're going to move this off to the side. Yeah, right there. Sticky there. All right. Let's change it up. We'll do a quick pickle. I need some uranium. Hold on. I got to grab some uranium. There we go. Yeah, the Littner were nice. That's what I'm saying. They're super expensive for a good one. So the uranium glass glows super bright green under black light, like this. You can kind of see it kind of illuminating. Oh, there we go. Stay. So we're going to use that on the pickle. So we're going to make the pickle out of the green, and then I make the dots out of the uranium. It just kind of gives it a little extra touch. Can you make glass that looks like carbon, or that has, or is that impossible? Like black carbon? Are you talking like that? Like graphite carbon? All right, we got to pull this down. We're going to pull it into a little bitty stringer here. Just thinning it out a little bit. All right, we got enough there, I think. Separate it. Now, the odd thing is when the uranium's hot, it doesn't glow. It's the weirdest thing. See how it's glowing right there? But when I come up here, no glow yet. It just kind of dies right there. When it cools off, it'll be glowing again. Trippy. Do I know neon? No, I don't do any neon. Carbon fiber. Oh. I don't know if carbon fiber is something that is possible. That would definitely be a challenge. It'd be cool as heck, but that's a challenge. Like a big one. That carbon fiber look. How's the string not breaking? It's super durable. It's glass, but it's not, you know, it's just glass. It's not, you know, it's not that fragile. Okay, we got to make the pickle. Let's bring it this way. There we go. Making the Christmas pickle. I wish it was a lightsaber. It'd be cool if it was a lightsaber. It'd definitely be awesome. All right, gonna bring it down and pull. Just kind of let that settle up before I pull it apart. Is glass neon a thing of the past? No, I don't think it's completely a thing of the past, but it's definitely not as prevalent as it was. I think the LED industry kind of really did it in a little bit, because you can do a whole lot with LEDs now and create signs with that look just like neon somewhat. So yeah, I think the LED industry kind of definitely did a little number on it. All right, so we got to preheat this, and then we'll pull it into the pickle shape, add the little pickle dots, and this ornament will be done. Yeah, I definitely think the LED industry had an impact on it. All right, so next step is we are going to attach a punty up here. Like that. I'm going to taper this down just a little more, thicken it up, and then we'll shape the pickle and add the dots. Oh, this is going to go a little bit nuts. I can feel my liquid tank is adjusting pressure right now. I got to go turn on the pressure builder later. Hey, Meta, take a photo. Okay. We're going to document the pickle. Hey, Meta, take a photo. Okay. All right, here we go. We're going to shape it out. A little bit of a bend, not too much. It's a pickle, not anything else. Pickle Rick, yeah, it would be cool to make that, but that would get me in some trouble. Definitely would. All right, so we're going to smooth that out. All right, so I'm going to try it different tonight. Normally I put the little pickle dots on, then I blow the two holes out for where the thread will go for hanging this thing. But I'm going to try and blow it out first, and then we'll add the dots. I'm hoping we don't get any cracks. That's the only drawback, is I'm fearful it'll crack. Okay. Come over here, pop another one. Oh, a little more. All right. That is good. I'm going to open this up. So instead of putting a glass hook hanging off these things, it becomes breakable eventually. I kind of open up two little holes here, and then I have an ornamental hook that goes through these. So you no longer have to worry about something falling and breaking like that. All right, let's add the little dots and see where we're at. And let's go. Okay, that's it. Yep, I see one gap. Hold on one second. There's a gap right there. Okay, now we're all good. So now we got the little pickle going, and we're going to finish it off. I love this job. This is a great job. It's super fantastic. I've never had a problem doing this. It's been a great career. There's been ups and downs, though. I mean, for sure. There's definitely been some market crashes with it. But that's with any industry. You know, right now, some You know, some jobs are going to be in a market crash with AI coming. So, you know, every industry has it. You just have to deal with it, unfortunately, and pivot, which a lot of glass people had to do. Had to pivot. Good night, Colleen. Then we grab our little makeshift tool and put the pickle away. There. All right. Another peppermint swirl, and then we'll probably do a snowman. I know later tonight we're going to be making the ghost dog. We'll definitely be making ghosty dogs. Actually, I should just bust that out, put it on the bench to remind myself. Hold on, let me grab one. If I were a ghost dog, I'd be right there. We're going to be doing this guy. Right there. But we got to do the red color. Out of jewels? No worries. Don't worry about that. Eccentric clone, don't worry about that. All good. Thank you for just hanging out and having fun. Don't have to have jewels. I enjoy having you in here. Good company. All right, let's get the peppermint swirl done. What are we looking at time-wise? Oh, we're hauling butt. We're doing good. Why do I twist it while I pull? Because I'm just used to it. I'm just used to it. That's what I do. You mean like this? Why I'm twisting while I pull it? So it keeps it even. I mean, it's very bendable, but I want to keep it super even. Oop, just hit my microphone. Damn it. I might make tutorials. I don't know. If I do, it'll be through, I think there's the apt school. I might do that. But we'll have to see how it goes. Thank you, Eccentric Clone. I appreciate it for the jewels. But yeah, I might make a couple tutorials. We are going to be doing a tutorial on how to use the glow-in-the-dark glass from North Star. We're going to be making, I'm going to make a full tutorial on how to use it, how I've used it for 20 plus years, and the best methods for making it work and what not to do too. But I haven't set that one up yet. But we're going to do that tutorial. We're going to do it live. That way, if someone has a question on how to use the glow-in-the-dark glass, I'll be able to answer it live. I'm going to bring this down and stripe all the way around. Nice and easy. I was trying to keep a little bit of the torch hiss in the microphone. I don't know if y'all, I can hear it. I'm monitoring it. On my end, I can hear a little bit of that torch hiss, but I don't know if y'all are hearing it. Just a little bit. I don't want it outrageously loud. Just a soft little fire. Yeah, the pickle was an ornament, correct. Is it hard to start this? No. No, the main thing is, and here's the key. You have to be willing to practice. Honestly, you just have to be willing to practice. How can I hear it? I have monitoring through here. I'm monitoring my sound, my voice, everything is coming through on an audio interface, if you will. So I'm going to show you one of the coolest colors on the planet. This is the red, and I like it because it's just magical. I always show this off. So we're going to bring this up. Look at that little center spot. You see it a little bit glowing there? Watch it. It just gets more and more red as it cools off. It's kind of cool. But the drawback is, as you're working it in a main piece, it goes clear. And if you're not careful, you can lose track of where it's at and overlap it with another color, and then you are completely messed up. So it's always the last color I apply. Just to be safe. There's that, and one more. Nope, two more rows. Sorry. And one more. And we're good. It's very cool. I was going to ask if it's hard to work with it being clear when it's hot. Yes. Yeah, that is one of the hardest parts. Okay, I'm going to snap a few photos. And one more. I'm going to try and get some hot shots here. There we go. Get some hot shots with the glasses. Okay, we're going to spin this off and bring all the color front and center with a little bit of a spin trail. Little sizzle. And we have the spiral going around. I love that candy cane looking spiral. So cool. Then we're going to shrink this down. And two reasons for that. One, it gives it a natural twist. Two, it thickens it up so it becomes a lot more durable. Don't want it breaking or falling apart. And this just takes a minute. I can definitely feel my liquid tank is low on pressure. I got to open up the pressure builder. And in 3, 2, 1, and we're going to blow it open. Again, not much pressure at all, very little. Vermont, Mama Bear, thank you for the jewels. I appreciate it. Vermont Mama Bear. I would not want to mess with that. Okay, so we're going to smooth all this out, flatten it down. I always say it looks like Strawberry Shortcake's hat in that form. I hear you talking about having a gallery. I do not have a gallery. I do not. Okay, we got to pop a little hole in here. Just a tiny little one. There we go. And then we got to punty it up. Punty comes from the word puntil, I guess. Italian for punty. I couldn't figure out where the word punty came from. Okay, next step, we're going to burn all this off here. And give it another twist. Got to definitely get the core heat going. There we go. We're going to start twisting it up. And there we go. Ooh, that sizzled. You fell asleep? Laura, get some rest. It's okay. I'll be here all day and night. Can you feel the colors, or they stretch or become flat and smooth? No, can't feel it. They're all smooth. You can leave it textured if you want. There are options depending on how you do it. You can leave it as a texture if you want. But these will be smooth. And there we go. What was your most favorite sculpture art? Ooh. I don't really have a super favorite. I'll show you one of my items I like that I've kept that's not for sale, but I have a few pieces that I keep. Ooh. So I'll bring one of those after I finish this. Okay, we're going to bring it over, attach. Loop, swoop, and droop. Oh yeah, we're good. I like it. Emilio's very good. Definitely is awesome. All right, we got to burn this in. Like that. And then we got a really cool little peppermint swirl. Move that off to the side. I think that's my gold rod. Back in the kiln with you. So this is one of my favorite items that I have. We're going to remake one of these, and I'm going to park wings off to the side this time. So instead of the dragon claws on the sides, we're going to make wings. We'll make dragon wings coming off. And then I want to do a dragon spine back here. So instead of smooth, we'll kind of dragon spine it back here. It won't be super comfortable to hold, but it's going to be decorative like that. So there's the shiny side, and then there's the matte side. So not shiny and shiny. All right, what else is on my... I have a ton of stuff to do. Black hat. All right. Oh, this is that smoky quartz stuff. Check it out. So see how dark that is? Kind of see it's kind of... I'm going to see if the black light will show. So I'm going to set it right there. I don't know if the black light's going to show it on camera. Park it right there. It kind of has this green glow to it. That's not showing. But it has just this little greenish glow UV wise. Are you both lights on? There. So it has just a tiny little bit of green to it. It's the weirdest, trippiest color of UV. I don't know what I'm going to do with that yet. We're going to figure it out though. All right, let's park this off to the side. I got to make a snowman head. Got to get some of these done too. Ah, thank you. I appreciate you dropping a sub. Yeah, that's the smoky quartz color. It is kind of cool. Not kind of cool. It actually is cool. Let's get the snowman head done. I just have to figure out what I want to do with it. Blue hat, black hat, red hat, Santa. All right, we're going to do the Santa hat version. There we go. We're going to make a Santa hat snowman head. Probably, I'm going to have to grab that glass way over there. Didn't think about that. I need a lighter red. A nice little pull. And solid. We're good. All right, I'm going to see if I can reach this. This is not a good idea. There we go. Reaching across the bench is not the best idea there. All right, so we're going to do the Santa head. Santa hat snowman head. We're going to pull it down, trim it off. Just like that. Preheat. I'm going to make my fret work a little better here. It's not piled up right. My favorite tool, little spoon. So the stuff I'm going to dip it in is called frit, F-R-I-T. It is a ground up glass, very similar to the size of sea salt. And it will spread onto this tube, allowing me to color it partially, not all the way, just partially, giving it kind of like a snow effect. I learned from my mother. So my mom started when I was 2 years old, and that's how I got involved. I got a big chunk of clear in there, right there. Get off. So yeah, I learned from my mother. I pretty much grew up with this. And she was absolutely fantastic at this, like one of the best. Okay, and a little bit on the front here. Kind of looks like a bunch of rock candy sitting on the end of it now. Bunch of rock candy. I did survive the wind, but man, it was crazy. Literally right after I shut down, the whole power went out for, what was it, about 12 hours. I mean, literally less than 30 seconds or 30 seconds. As soon as I shut everything down, it just, boom, out. And it was insane. I mean, that wind band that came through was absolutely nuts. All right, so we're melting it all in, bringing it down, condensing it. It's going to make it a lot stronger. Like that. We're going to blow it open just a little. Oh, a little more than that. A little more than that. About there. So now we got kind of like a little ball. Semi. Not perfect. And we're going to punty to the bottom, pop a little hole in it so that it has a place to breathe. So the shade isn't used for how bright it is, just for the protection. No, it's definitely for the brightness and protection. Two purposes. Dual function. Okay, so we got to put what's called a little cold tap there. That's not quite a punty, that's a cold tap. Like that. And then we're going to burn it off. Oh, got a little whistle there, hear it? Sometimes they whistle. Okay, so we're going to seal that off now. And that's why you have to put that little hole in there so I can burn that holding rod off right there, the tubing. All right, next step, we're going to grab some white and we're going to create the little Santa hat off that. I'm going to use a big chunk if I have it. Yep, got these two. So let's start with the Santa hat. Eccentric Clone, thank you so much. Oh. I like the yin and yang there. That's kind of cool. All right, here we go. We're going to grab it and start melting it in. Thank you for the super chat. So we're making the Santa hat version. It will have just like a Santa hat. Getting a little hot. So we're going to have to cheat. We're going to have to put a little cheating punty on here. Like that. That's how you skip it. Thank you, Eccentric Clone. Thank you so much for the super chat again. Thank you. Yeah, if I didn't have ventilation, I wouldn't be breathing right now. All right, almost done. Got enough on here for the little white hat. There we are. Then we're going to grab the red. Now this red is a bunch of reds I put together. It looks really funky, but it's going to be amazing when it's done. It just looks weird. The counter isn't going up for your goal? I don't know. Not used to the goal. It's a brand new thing for me. It might have timed out too. How many hours we've been at it? It might have timed out. Okay, so we're adding the little hat here. So this is the red. It's going to look very, very transparent until it gets in the kiln where it will kind of turn back to red. Not kind of, it will turn back to red. And there we are. We're starting to get to the point where I can pull it. Almost there. All right, so the next trick is we're going to pull it down and loop it and swoop it. So you just bring it down, let gravity do 90% of the work, angle it really heavy, and then you just loop it and swoop it back. Like that. Then we're going to help it along a little bit with the tools. Like that. Make sure we're pretty centered on here. It's a little crooked. But that's the nice thing about glass is it's extremely forgiving. You can maneuver it after you're done putting it on. Like that. So we just put that on there. Nix, thank you. Nix Whip Shop, thank you so much. I appreciate that super chat. Inspired me to try it. I hope you do try it. I really, really do. It's an excellent experience. You know, there are a lot of glass people out there that want to try and keep it to themselves. They don't want to share the wealth. And I'm not one of those. I think it's going to be awesome to have more people at it. Uh-oh. I just shot little orange bits in my white frit there. I got to pull them out later. All right, so we got to put the little nose on here. So this is the carrot nose. Going to attach and pull. Make sure that's not too sharp. And then I definitely need some thinner black glass. Got to make the coal eyes and the mouth. Yeah, it's a snowman head with a Santa hat. A lot of people ask why I don't do the full snowman. And the reason I don't is because when you put the little arms on there, people love to break them. And then they come back to me for repair. So I have eliminated that problem by just making a really cool little snowman head. take that and then you just pop it off, smooth it out. It was attached, and there we go. Now we got a little, now that hat will be full red after it sits in the kiln for a little bit. But for right now, it's kind of partial red. Okay, I am going to take a short break. I got to turn pressures up on my liquid tank. It's running out of pressure, but I do need to get up and stretch. I am going to be up for quite a while tonight. So if you like what you're seeing, hit the subscribe button, and I'll be back in just a little bit with a notification. Give me about a half hour. It's 10:30, so 11 o'clock my time, and I will be back, and we're going to be finishing up the night tonight. I have a lot left to do, so yeah, we're going to be doing that, and I'll see you in just a little bit. If not, I'll see you later. Let me pull this down, and thank you.